We are live.
Yes, we are. And yes, we are at Duncan. I know I put out earlier that
I was kind of because I was able to get with the time and all. I was able to
it was kind of a.
I had a birthday party celebration at the earlier, so I didn't know if I was going to be depending on. I was like, well, maybe I might have to do it there if not. But we made it here at Duncan, so
So for those that don't know. My name is David Giles. I am the candidate for Main House District 27, or a candidate, I should say, on the Republican side. And that includes Alton, Argyle, most of Bradford, Corinth, Hudson, and Milford. And I am with here Jeremy.
Zach Wood.
Oh, there. I keep calling you Jeremy.
Wow. Because,
Jeremy's been here a bunch of times.
Yeah.
All right, sorry.
Yeah, and you were just with Jeremy last week. So,
I was.
But no, it's okay. And Jeremy just messaged me too.
Oh, did he?
So
That's funny.
Yeah, but
so who are you?
I'm Zach Wood. I'm running for Maine State Senate District 4. That's all of Piscataquis County and about 20% of Penobscot and 11 towns of Dexter, Corinna, Exeter, Garland, Corinth, Charleston, Bradford, Hudson, Glenbrook, Tuskegee, and Levant. So.
Okay, good.
And we got the volume good, right?
Yeah, we got the volume good.
Yep.
The sound check is good. So we come on here every single week.
Yeah,
We've been doing it since like July.
Yeah.
And just talking about the campaign, that each of our campaigns, what we're seeing on the street, what we're hearing from the voters, some of the things that we've been doing and attending, and then, kind of a path forward for the following, coming weeks ahead. So, keeping with that tradition, so this last week, I'll start with my side, if you don't mind.
I'm just gonna check. I'm just make sure I get everything tagged. So
So last week we had a committee meeting at Corinth, and I'm a part of that committee. And one of the things that I did was I sent out a kind of an invite to a public group. The public Corinth group saying, hey, if you're a Republican, come on out. We've got a meeting. And I didn't realize it at the time, but that came across to some people as very exclusive and very hurtful in some cases, because some people want to be involved in their communities. Hey, Melissa.
Hey, Melissa. How you doing?
Some people want to be involved in their communities, but they're not Republicans.
Yeah.
They're Democrats. They're Independents. They're Green Parties. And some of them,
wanted to be involved. They thought they were being excluded.
They took me to task on that, and I had to sit back and think. I'm like, you know what? As someone who almost prides himself on trying to be inclusive and trying to grow our base and try to bring some energy into the party, I had to actually sit back and say, you know what? These people are justifiably upset. And so that led to some really good conversations, and so I went back and I addressed them in an open and conversation, a respectful conversation, and we came to a really good agreement with them, almost all of them that had that concern. And you know what? If any of you guys are watching this, thank you for pointing that out. Because if I can't listen to people, I can't evolve, and if I can't evolve, we're either evolving or devolving, as people, as parties, as families, communities, whatever. And so that was MOK watching. All right, Melissa. So that led us to some conversations on, okay, how can we be more inclusive? So at the actual Republican meeting, we talked about it, and we've decided that every so many months, we're going to have like an open house where if you're a part of another party, if you're unenrolled, independent, whatever it is, come on out and let's sit down and talk. And, we'll take all of our business stuff, we'll squeeze it the other months, and that way there we can actually invite people in. That's number one. Number two is, and this kind of goes along with what Derek and I and you have been working on, and that is, how do we get more independents involved in the process? Because if anyone that don't know, Derek Levassaur is a
free Maine independent.
Free Maine independent. he's in the process of starting his own party, I guess.
Hey, if he can get 5% of the vote, he'll officially start his own party, you know?
Yeah, so he is running as an independent for governor. We've come across paths with him a few times now.
Oh, yeah.
Derek's a great guy. He's got a great cause.
He has a couple great events coming up, too.
He does, yeah, down Benson. One down
I think he has one down in Blue Hill or Trenton.
Trenton.
Is it one next weekend? And then Clinton is a 2 weeks.
Okay.
2 weekends, I think.
Yeah, you've got some stuff up there. But Derek is a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
We've crossed paths with him. I met him through you, and we've met him a few times.
I've known him for quite a few years, actually.
Yeah.
Actually, one of them was like the Constitutional Festival in Clinton.
Yep.
He was one of the kind of organized that event.
So if you went to that, you reach out to Derek.
And a lot of those key Republicans that was there, a lot of those like Eric Blakely, Bruce Paul, a lot of those key Republicans were also at that event too.
Were at that event.
That kind of got. I mean, one of the reasons that's how I got involved in a lot of politics because I was at that event.
That event. Yes. So that kind of goes to show that you don't have to be lockstep, within a party to be productive.
You can work with other parties.
And you can work with other parties, and that's something you and I have worked very hard at doing. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, thanks for watching.
Thank you, guys.
Hopefully, you're going to make it up with Derek on May 2nd.
I think you will. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Ryan, go ahead and drop your information in the comments if you want people to know about you. Fred, same thing. Drop your comments. Your links and everything in the comments so people can follow you. So Ryan and Fred are both candidates for different races outside of our districts, but both great people.
Absolutely, yeah.
So Fred's
he's working. That's great, Fred.
You
can do it. You can put the link in after.
Whatever you can do. So, and I still got some books for you. I got to get back as well.
Yep.
So. Working with each other is certainly the key. You are right, Ryan.
Absolutely.
And we, Zach and I, and you, Ryan, and Derek, you know what? We're willing to work together, and we're willing to come together for the betterment of Maine. Because Maine is a beautiful place, but there's some problems that we need to fix. And so we want to come together and work on those. So anyways, May 2nd. As it stands right now, we're working on having kind of like an open mic forum. And so that is where we'll have me, you, Derek, possibly some other candidates come out. Hey, Derek, we're just talking about you.
Yeah, Derek's awesome. Yeah.
So, if you want to come on and talk for a minute, let me know. Same thing with you, Ryan. If you want to come on and talk, let me know. We'll send you a link.
Yeah. Well, they might get asked to join if they want.
If you have the capability of asking to join, go ahead if you want to come on, and we'll bring you on and let you both talk for a minute. But May 2nd, right here in Corinth, initially, we're going to have this open mic forum. And Derek, I haven't talked to you about this, but one of the things that is in my mind is how do we? And it's funny because I wrote this word down when I was in church this morning. This phrase, flip the script. And it's really funny because about 5 minutes later, the pastor said the same exact thing. So I'm like, and I showed it to my wife. I said, I wrote this down like 5 minutes ago, and he just said the same exact thing. So maybe it's providence that what I'm thinking, and that is instead of having the candidates talk and the voters ask questions, why not have the voters talk and then have the candidates ask questions? And those questions should be qualifying questions, not debate questions, not gotcha questions. It should be like, hey, the candidate says, here are my concerns. The candidate says, okay, awesome. How do you want your candidates in Augusta to approach these problems? And ask those open-ended questions. And I thought, I don't know if that'll work or not, but it sounds kind of cool.
I think it sounds,
because to me, I have a lot of Thomas will be better place, get milk out. Yeah, you're right, Melissa. I have a lot of Thomas Jefferson in me. When he wanted to bring the government as close to the people as possible, even if that involved a little bit of conflict. So at the time, if you go back and study like Shays' Rebellion and things like that, Alexander Hamilton wanted to bring military force from a government and crush it so that it never happened again. Thomas Jefferson was like, you know what? The tree of liberty needs to be shaken from time to time to get rid of all the corruption and the stagnation and those things that tends to consolidate the power within a few people. If you can shake that tree and spread it out and get new voices, new thoughts. So yeah, that's what I was thinking. Come on for a minute. Let's be back and come on for a minute. Okay, we'll wait for you. We'll wait for you, Derek.
Absolutely,
and then, so you come in. Just let us know when you're ready. Same thing for you, Ryan. Let us know when you're ready.
Yeah.
So like I said, I'm a little excited, a little nervous, because you never know what's going to happen. So I've got to get with the town. Oh, Ryan wants to join. Yeah, come on in, Ryan. All right, we're adding you now, Ryan. And just so you know, the screen's going to be a little funky because we've got ours set at a landscape. So yours, it's going to look really, really weird. And there's no way we can change it once the video starts. So that's going to be the downside.
Yeah. But that's okay. It'll still have
ordinarily, if you have 2 or more people joining, you take your phone and flip it up into a portrait versus a landscape.
Yeah.
So it says it's adding you, Ryan. I think it's waiting for you to accept. It's usually what the deal is.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, we have those one while we're waiting to get added. Oh.
It said you declined it. Let's try it again. We'll try it again. All right. Said it's added.
Yeah. So oh, there we go.
There we go.
There he is.
Hey,
It's working?
Ryan, yeah, you may have to turn your phone the other way. There you go. I know it's going to look funky on your end, but there we go.
Can you see me all right?
We can see you perfect right now.
Yeah, Derek's right there.
Derek's with you too. All right. Hey guys, thanks for jumping in. Yeah, you may have to speak up a little bit, but how you guys doing?
Very well. We're
good.
Been doing as much as we can to collect signatures and campaign, and been at a bunch of events, and things are going really good.
Good. So you're still on task to get all your signatures?
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
We're looking really good.
Good.
One of the things you were saying there about giving people a voice, letting them ask the questions, letting them have the microphone, and then having the candidates just answer. It's kind of the platform that I've been running on the whole time. You know, Ryan, when he first came on to the team, was like, hey, we really need to give people a voice. Yeah. And I really feel like it's the greatest thing we can do is open up a microphone to those who don't feel heard. And that's really what we're trying to do.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to go. We're working on some food stuff now. What we may do is just say, hey, people, bring your own chair, maybe. Just if you want a place to sit. But other than that, it's there's going to be some other things going on at the park there that day, anyways. So there'll be some other people around, in and out, and kind of like I said, I thought just having kind of like an open house where people can come talk to people, have an open conversation. And get away from all this name calling and finger pointing and blaming people. It's not doing an ounce of good, and it's just ripping us apart as a society. And I think that's a great thing that we can do.
One of the things I'm most proud of so far in this campaign is whether we go to an event, and it seems like each event has either all Democrats or all Republicans. A couple of independents will go back and forth between the two types of events. But one of the things I'm so grateful for is, if you're on the right, a lot of people have a lot of hatred towards things on the left. But I've literally made sure that every single person knows that I'm willing to accept them, listen to them, and hear them. And I'm talking about the candidates and the people attending. And we've been able to establish great friendships because we may not agree on policy, but I've established great friendships with almost every single candidate running. There's only one I've yet to meet yet. But every single candidate that's running, I can honestly say I've established a friendship with because they have ideas too. Even though I have ideas, we need to pay attention to what people are saying. They're running for a reason, and they have heart. We may not agree with all their policies, but they have heart. So we need to listen to people.
Yeah, absolutely. Listening to people and listen to understand, not listen to respond. That's something we have got a huge problem with in politics and in society in general. I think we want to approach it from an argumentative standpoint
instead of a solution standpoint, you know, and I think if we can listen to understand, then that solution is that much closer, you know,
And
and we'll get there.
honestly, that's one of the things, speaking from the outside of just you guys, right? You two sitting there on the other side of the screen, and Derek, one thing I absolutely admire about all three of you is that fact alone, that
Yeah,
regardless of your political affiliation, regardless if you're left, right, independent, this, that, whatever, the most important thing to all of this is being able to come to the table and have a discussion. Without a discussion, what are we having, right? And
right,
you guys
right.
welcome that, and I
Yeah,
really appreciate you, because your voices, you and Zach and Derek and anyone else that opens conversation with civility, with love, logic, empathy, and just the ability to hear all sides. Because, like I say often, God gave us two ears and
yeah,
one mouth for a
and one
reason.
mouth. Yeah,
Yep. And
yeah,
I really do appreciate everything that you guys are doing. I
yeah.
appreciate
Well,
Derek. I mean, for
yeah,
those of you that do follow my story, you know that I don't have my license anymore. That's one of the consequences I've had to face in my lived experiences. And now I'm this guy's campaign manager, and he's driving me all around the state of Maine, this poor guy. But
yeah,
we do it because we do it. We have heart for people. We want people to have a voice. Everyone has a voice, but I just feel
yeah,
like in the current environment here, especially in Maine, is that voice is being it's not being supported. It's not being valued. It's not being respected. But you
yeah.
two, sitting on the opposite side of that screen, and people like Derek and many others
Yeah,
are, and they're
there
fighting
are.
for
There's
that.
a lot of us. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We've been kind of, you know, kind of muffled out, you know, and
yeah,
it's unfortunate because it's not really not
Yeah.
it's not a healthy democracy when that happens. You know,
not
it's
at
not
all.
healthy at all. And so,
Nope.
but yeah, I appreciate those words, Ryan. It's very yeah. I take that to heart.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate you guys.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, May 2nd is where we're headed right now. I'm actually thinking about maybe trying to do another one up in the Milford area. And maybe you guys, and that'll be maybe you know, past the primary and into the general side of things. Again, I'm just working out of this crazy brain of mine. So, well, if we can do one in the primary in this side, do one in the general up in that side, trying to you know, to give a voice to the people that feel like they don't have one. You know, those centrists, those independents, those Green parties, you know, Democrats that are being kind of pushed aside, Republicans that have been pushed aside. You know, I think that'll open up a lot of dialogue that we really need. We really do, because that's where a lot of it comes down to, is just dialogue.
And that's the goal of my campaign. Win or lose in November, ultimately, I want to give as many people a voice along the way. And yeah, I'm busting my butt as hard as I can. Ryan is. There's a lot of people on our team that are busting their butt to get signatures. And so right now we're kind of like really swamped with that. But I can't wait. As soon as we're done and we've made the ballot, the ultimate goal of my campaign will be to create events, up, you know, 2 or more events every single weekend, to give people throughout the state of Maine a voice, to where they can speak, regardless of your party affiliation. It'll be your platform, and that's really, I think that's the whole reason why I'm running. That's the reason why Ryan is getting involved in politics and running for office, is we don't feel like we've been heard. People need to be heard. People need an opportunity, you know, to truly feel like government cares about their values and about their way of life.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like we've got that.
Right.
So much
Right.
info.
Trying to get the. I don't want to silence it. Up a little bit more, but yeah, it's.
Melissa just called us sexy.
I don't know about that.
You guys are beautiful. I'll go with beautiful.
Beautiful people.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
that's funny. You're awesome, Melissa.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So, anything else you want to say, or if you can hang on, if you got something else going on, is there anything?
So something I would like to say is I really wouldn't want to publicly endorse anybody before like the primary or anything like that. But I'm going to do this right now. Is I want everyone to know that Zach Woods for Senate, he's got other people running against him in the primary. If you have a heart for people, you will vote for Zach Wood. If I could vote for him in the primary, I'd grab a Republican ticket as an independent, and I would vote for Zach Wood, and I would also vote for David Giles. I think they're both people, even though you guys are running under the R, you guys could be running as an independent, but I really do feel like your heart's very independent, And I really do appreciate everything you're doing for the people and taking the time to do stuff like this. So all I can say is if I could vote for, if you guys were on my ballot, you guys would both have my vote because I really believe the hearts that you guys have is the heart that people need in Augusta. And if we get more people like you in there, we'll have more common sense and less bullshit in Augusta.
Awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you, Derek. I appreciate that, guys, and mine. Thank you, and I can't wait to see you guys on May 2nd, you know?
May 2nd.
Absolutely, hopefully.
Did you give your dates out for down Benton?
Yes.
You did, okay.
Oh, no. Oh, Derek, do you want to just mention the event down in Benton? Your event that coming up?
Oh, yeah. On May 25th, I'm inviting a bunch of people to a barbecue. Not me. April 25th.
Yep.
April 25th. Sorry.
That's 2 weeks,
Every
right?
day's like a blur. April 25th, a barbecue at 1 p.m., 329 Neck Road in Benton. It's literally going to be a chill event. We'll talk about, issues and stuff like that are facing Maine people. But really, it's more of a relaxed environment. There'll be no speeches. There'll be nothing like that. A lot of people talking, enjoying some good food, getting together, and just looking at what we can do in general conversation to benefit the state of Maine.
Good. Excellent.
Yeah, that'll be great, yeah.
That's gonna be awesome. I'm planning on attending.
Yeah, me too.
And so
Awesome.
we're planning on coming down and attending that.
Yep.
So looking forward to it. Awesome. Well, we'll let you
Hey,
guys
always
go.
good to hear from you guys. I love you guys.
Okay.
Good.
Love you guys. We'll see you guys soon, okay? Yep.
Thank you. See you guys.
Removed.
Yep.
Go on.
Hold on.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, absolutely.
The 4-man
So-
podcast.
I want to,
Yeah, let's go back and look at some of the comments here real quick.
Sean Packard, he's on here. He's like, hey, guys.
Hey, Sean.
And then Sean's like, Z, Woody, you got this.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate
Hey,
that.
Barb.
And Bob,
Barb is awesome. Thanks for helping out with Dad the other day. My dad had a few episodes. I won't get into it here, but
no, she's like, I appreciate with all you're able to talk about things together, even though you might not agree totally.
Yeah.
We need more of this, all parts of our government. You know?
we did.
That's true, absolutely. And Melissa said we need more guys like Zach and David in this government. There's need to be the new governor. There needs to be the new governor too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely get that. We'll definitely have a new governor.
Hi, ugly ducklings.
That's when they call.
Yeah.
But you couldn't see them. You couldn't see the videos. Which I think sometimes if you have it on the phone.
Yeah.
You can.
It's hard to say. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joey. Yep. Hey, great to see you.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's why she said because she couldn't see the faces. Which I think if you're watching the computer,
yeah,
you probably could see the whole.
possibly.
The phone's only so big.
Yeah, and then we're screeching in trying to hear because we don't have sound or anything like that. But anyway.
Eventually, when we go from beyond the 4-man podcast, we might have more like to the headphones.
Yeah, might actually have some technology.
Yeah.
This works.
This works,
But so that was Derek Levassaur, who was an independent.
He's a free Maine independent.
Free Maine independent. That's what it is. So he'll be up here May 2nd. He'll be up here collecting signatures.
Yep, I think Brian will be along with him too.
Brian will be
He's the Maine manager. Yep.
Yeah, he's the manager. Yeah, he's not running. He's a campaign manager.
Yeah, and I think he's running for.
I thought he was running
for local office too.
Okay, that's what it is.
Select board.
Maybe.
We'll learn more when we see him.
Yeah. So, anyways, May 2nd. Come on now. If you're in the Corinth area, even if you're not in Zach and I's district, if you want to come out and talk, we only ask that people be respectful. That's it. We're going to be respectful to everybody. We ask that you be respectful in return. We can disagree, but if we listen to understand, we can get past that and find those areas that we do agree on, and we can move society forward. And that's what it's going to take. So,
and also I want to put it out there too. May 7th, just put it out there.
That's right.
May 7th, 6:30 in Dexter. I don't know.
Oh, that's right.
I haven't really determined. I don't think they have really a local. I thought it was the old town hall, the community center in Dexter.
It might be.
It might be.
Yeah.
Just put it on the calendar. We'll put out the location here in a week. Once we get, I don't know. This is just within the last day. Just getting started with planning. Yeah. But there will be a debate with hopefully all 4 Maine state senators. At least 3.
Yep.
Hopefully all 4. I'd love to have all of us on there.
Nice.
So they can hear from all of us.
Yeah.
I guess it'll be like a debate, just like the governor's was in Bangor. It's gonna be that kind of style, which it'll be interesting. Like I said, I'm all for it. They say I in high school, I was the top.
Hey, Eric.
I was the top debater
Yeah.
in high school.
There you
So
go. There you go. You know, so and there's lots of things to debate on because there's a lot of overlap between all four of you.
Yeah.
There are things that you guys agree on and approach the same way, but there's things that you guys diverse on. And again, it's okay.
with me, I think it's more of the fresh ideas, the fresh stuff I'll bring definitely to the investor. So
Yeah. So I had a conversation. I won't give out names, but I had a conversation with a representative the other day. He was calling, asking how the campaign was going, and I wanted to give some honest feedback. And that's actually one of the things that I brought up is how can we as a party
yeah,
bring some freshness into the environment? Because certain things feel and look a little stagnant. You know,
particularly with the daily briefings.
a little stale, to put it mildly, and so there's a lot of that. You and I talk about fresh air all the time, fresh ideas, fresh perspective, bringing in new blood, bringing in new people, not just reluctantly, but embracing that because we need that. And again, I'll go back to the tree of liberty. We can either entice people to come up, through us and kind of foster them and bring them into the fold and let them take those new roles and responsibilities, or we can wither us and die, or they can take it from you, they can take it from you, one or the other. So, so that's something we really want to work on it as a party when we get elected. Is okay. Part of my platform, and I think part of yours as well, will be, and I know it. I think it's help with it. How do we go out and foster that
next generation? Because like I said, that feeder program where like I said, it's like I said, that's what we should be. Like I said, a lot of the ones that have been in there, they should be more of a mentor and how to kind of foster and mentor the up and coming leaders. The next generation. And that's in the House seats, the Senate seats. Bring them up.
Right, bring them up and be willing to let go of the reins. Because just like in sports, right? If a team keeps a hold of the star, quarterback for too long, they end up going back into a building mode for several seasons when that quarterback finally leaves for whatever reason, injury or whatever.
Saw that with multiple teams,
Same thing with baseball. If you keep a general manager or a pitcher or a first base or whatever for too long, and there's no fresh blood coming in, no continuity taking over, then you go back into a building season. And we've said this a lot of times. We're not looking to win an election. We're looking to build a dynasty, and that's something because we need to win more than one election. We need to win election after election after election, if we really want to change Maine. If we just get in and do something extreme, and try to undo something, we're probably just going to get voted out 2 years. But if we get the right people in, we do the small incremental changes while we're fostering new people, we can slowly build the society back to where it needs to be. And, so that's something that I've got, it's been on my heart as far as the way that we should approach this. And so that representative is going to take my feedback back to leadership and kind of see what they thought about it. What they do, they do. And if they don't, they don't. Either way, it's not going to change my approach. So so there we have it. Joey's back in.
Yeah, he said yes.
So what's that's it. So I stole 30 minutes. Sorry. Let's talk about what's going on with you.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm just I turned in a couple more of my $5 checks, so hopefully that'll be enough to get me the election. Hey,
how we doing?
What's going on?
Yeah. For those who don't know, we're at Duncan. So
Duncan.
Yep. 4-man podcast. we don't have a production studio.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is so we made it over here. So it's so this is what. Hey, have a great day. We'll see you guys. We'll see you later. It's so we made it, and then we just we're keeping it. We're getting these other couple $5 checks. That should be enough. I'm still gonna get more this week because I'm about a week out right now. I've got a week from Tuesday that the deadline on to the minimum.
Yep.
And I'm 173 that are valid.
Yeah. Verified.
Verified valid,
Yeah.
Two of them are still pending.
Yeah.
hopefully keep a fingers crossed. They should be all set.
That's your 175. So
Should be the 175.
okay, so for those that don't know, Zach is running a
Main
main
election.
election. So that's one of the things that you differ from
All the other
candidates.
Because they're running traditional,
Yeah.
so they can take money from tax, outside money, businesses, from anybody,
Anywhere in the country.
anybody in the country,
Yeah.
up to what is it, $500,
Whatever the
primary,
limit is, yeah.
So, but for me is I pay seed money, and this is a learning thing too.
Learning
I didn't know this,
learning curve.
so I can kick up to $3,000 in seed money.
Mhm.
But what I didn't know, I had to spend every single dollar before I get the check.
Yeah.
Because whatever money I
You
have,
don't, yeah.
whatever money that I have left over,
Mhm.
that I didn't spend up until the deadline, the
deadline.
21st,
Yeah.
they subtract that. I thought I would get the whole amount, but no,
Yeah.
I get whatever I didn't get.
Yeah.
Whatever I have left over in seed money.
So for any other candidate out there, so in your particular case, you're in a contested race. So if you qualify,
I get the $13,250,
Right.
which I do have $25 in my account right now.
right.
That's the minimum balance.
So it's 13,250 minus
The
any
25.
seed money you have left over.
Yeah.
So anyone else running maintain elections, keep that in mind.
That's what that's why they say spend
Spend
as much as you can, And I didn't know what they thought.
Yeah, invest it. Don't just spend it for the sake of
But what
spending.
I did
Invest
was
it, in your campaign.
I well spent.
You did.
with the postcard.
Yeah.
I got 400 postcards. That's the last bit of the seed money I got.
Yeah.
I got 400 postcards,
Mhm.
which I still gotta get the postage
Right.
at 61 cents a stamp.
Yeah.
The postcard stamps.
At the moment.
At the moment, those are going up any time now.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but no, that's so. No matter what, I'll have most of that payment, other than $25.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll read the comment here a little
All right.
bit later, but so we did that. So I should get the money. Once I'm going to get qualified this week.
Yep.
I'm going to just wait for the email.
Yeah.
Get qualified. Get the money. Get the signs.
Yeah.
Those are coming real good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's the one thing. I mean, if I feel I'm a little bit behind because I don't have the signs,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit because I already see everybody else at the sign. But that's okay. I knew that would happen. But once I get it, I'm just gonna kind of overlap
Yeah.
because I already have over 200 spots.
Right. I was going to say, if everyone takes a sign that said they want one, you get 200 signs going out. That's pretty phenomenal.
So that's probably, that's almost half of them
Yeah.
already in the first batch I'm gonna
Yeah.
order. So
So what's Joey said? Yeah.
Joey said, families and forever reform DHS and CPS on Facebook, a support group for victims of abuse of rights, children, and empowered by DHS and CPS. Over 1,000 members, many former foster children. Yeah. So because if you put the link in the group, maybe people can join that group. Right?
Joey, did I meet you down Augusta?
Yeah,
When I met Derek the first time? I think I met you before.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I think I met you down Augusta. Yeah, it's good to see you from again. Thank you for that group. That is an awesome group. I kept a lot of comments there. But
Eric Stroke line.
Yeah.
He says, keep up the great work, guys. Thank you for being big supporter of public.
yes, we have very,
More people like you. So
very big supporters.
and Eric knows how much I support, especially me being on the select board.
Yeah.
I was a big advocate. I still am.
Yeah.
For every time that Eric and the fire department, the public, they need something because it's an investment in the community.
It is. So and that's kind of when I take a step back. Some of the things that I look at, and I'm sure you do and other ones do. When it comes to community,
Yep.
I like a strong school.
Yep.
I like a strong EMS, response system. So does that mean I want to jack up everyone's taxes
No.
and support it? No, of course not. I want to find a workable solution. But what I don't want is what I want. Let me just focus on what I want. I want people when they're looking for a place to live, work, and raise a family
Yep.
and play. I want them to be able to start Googling and find districts in and around 27, District 27.
Extended District 4.
Extended District 4.
Yep.
And say, geez, these guys have good schools.
Yeah.
These guys have an EMS system.
Yeah.
They have adequate
Response.
roads.
Yep.
And that's something we desperately need. Because that's what people are looking for. When I'm looking for a place to live, which I've done in the past, that's the first thing I look at.
Yeah.
I don't look at very much else initially at least, I look at those because if I know if they've got good schools, if they've got a good EMS system, if they've got adequate roads, and that I have a pretty good idea that they've got a business structure behind it that's going to create jobs.
Absolutely.
They've got communities working together that's going to keep crime low, so that we're investing in our kids and not, preventing them, and creating good citizens down the road versus having to spend money on jails, which Maine is desperately doing right now because we haven't invested in our education the way we should have. So those are the things that I'm looking for.
Yeah, we absolutely. So we invest in those things, and especially like you said, investing in education too is
Yeah.
it really sets up that next generation up to succeed. You know.
And before anyone asks, I'm talking education. Okay.
Yeah.
How to prepare people for
Hey Keith.
jobs. Hey Keith.
Yeah, thank you, Rod. Yeah, appreciate it.
I appreciate your loyalty.
Yeah.
You're awesome. A friend over in Warrington. Warrington or
Oh, actually, it's
not Warrington.
Ornville.
Ornville.
I was talking to
Warrington's on the other side.
Yeah, Ornville. Yeah.
I was just talking with a client over in Warrington the other day. I had that on my mind. But so yeah, those are the things that I am looking toward. And so we've had some great conversations. You have been hitting the doors hard.
I've been out especially.
You set the standard when it comes to door knocking. I don't know of anyone else that does what you do. I don't.
Yeah.
I'd like to. I look at you as an example, but that's been paying
off, and really to get my message out has been really working out really hard. And like I said, if I didn't go door knocking, I wouldn't have got my checks.
No.
I'll tell you that one. Because
no.
I maybe out of all the events I've got, maybe I could probably turn them on two hands how many checks I've gotten in events.
Yeah.
During caucuses events and all the different Republican
and you've done it right.
Yeah.
Now there's stories out there right now. We won't mention the names.
But
do it right. If you're doing Maine clean elections, do it right. Don't
with integrity first. Yeah.
Integrity.
Yeah.
If we're the party of law and order,
Yeah.
we need to do everything with integrity.
And that's what for me. I'd rather, if I'm going to do it right, I'd rather do it myself and make sure it's done right.
Yeah.
And I think that's the main way. People.
It is.
We want to. A lot of people they rather do things themselves because they know it's going to get done right. If that's fixing their car, fixing their house, a lot of people do their work themselves because they know they can do it the right way.
And that's paid off for you because the checks that did get thrown out to you.
Yeah. All the ones that they're only either not registered or duplicates.
Yeah. There was nothing nefarious. There was no fraud. There was nothing. It's
because I looked in they're the person that gave me the check.
Yeah. You're looking them square in the face.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that gives money or even signs petitions, they say they're registered to vote, and they actually believe they are, even though they might not be.
But they do. If they haven't voted in a federal election, that's the thing.
Well, that's the thing.
If they haven't voted in a federal election over so many years, their name gets wiped off the system.
Right.
I was up at the gun show today with someone, and that's what they mentioned.
Yeah. And so that's the thing. Even if you vote locally on the local issues, that doesn't make you registered to vote when it comes to the state and federal election.
Yeah.
It's when you vote locally, generally you only have to be a resident. That's it.
Yeah.
When you want to vote in the party systems, you have to be a registered voter, and that's when you go to the town, you fill out the green card, tell them your name, your address. They'll make sure that you have residency where you are at, and that is a qualification. But then you decide, hey, I want to be unenrolled, I want to be Republican, I want to be Democrat, I want to be Green Party, Libertarian, whatever party affiliation you want. We hope it's Republican. If not Republican, unenrolled, because that is a way that we can garner votes. But at the end of the day, if you're voting, that is the most important part. I would rather have someone voting in another party affiliation than sitting at home. That is something I'm very passionate about. I want people involved in the democratic process, no matter the outcome. So because if we get you involved, we can get conversations going. So that, like I said, you've done.
I'm just waiting for the final word on what I'm waiting for. I'm just waiting for the word to say I'm qualified. Officially qualified Maine election candidate.
Yeah.
And I'll get there because as soon as I get that money, the signs almost pretty much designed.
Yeah.
I have someone else that's helping me
press the buy order.
Pretty much buy the order.
It'll be here in a week.
And we'll get those, and then I'm gonna be working on some mailers.
Yeah.
Because those, so I can get those ready to go. My postcards, I already have a couple people. Your wife is helping me write out some books.
Yes.
Yeah, she's helping me, and,
Yep.
and I got another friend in Auburn that's
Yep.
helping me as well.
Yep.
She already, my friend in Auburn, I gave her 250. She already had them all addressed.
Nice.
She took the primary list. She
Yep.
wrote down. She did all the 4s,
Yeah.
all the 3s, all the 2s,
Yep. Yep.
and all addressed. And she started doing all the ones from the top to bottom.
Nice.
And she's writing a nice little handwritten note,
Yep. Yep.
So
That's nice. We'll get that now.
I have a good support team and a good team that wants to succeed, and that's
Yeah.
that's the great thing when that's what I love about this campaign. You start, you build those teams, you build those correlations, and find the people that want to help you succeed because they see the same vision as you do.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep. Yeah. And I'm finding, I think we're both finding that these people that are supporting us were the ones that were probably the ones with the walls up initially.
Yeah.
And that we've said that a bunch of times about some of the conversations.
especially when the doors that we've gone to that it turned from that didn't even want to talk to us,
Yeah.
that became our best friends.
Yeah. It gave you checks.
Gave us
You know?
gave me checks.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And it's been really good. And again, that happens when you have honest, open dialogue.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen if you just show up
Yeah.
and start blaming someone else.
yeah.
So
But no, it's
Yeah.
other than that, like I said, it's been going real good. Like I said, I think so. Just between the doors. Like I said, I was in. I went to a great community supper in Garland
Right.
on
How about that?
Saturday. So I did some door knocking for 2 hours in the morning.
Yeah.
From like 9 to 11:30. So
Thanks for watching, man.
Yeah, for 2.5 hours. I did door knocking 2 hours.
Yeah.
I did door knocking in Garland in the morning.
Yeah.
Went to the church. Went to supper, which that was my fourth. I believe it was my fourth dinner.
Fourth one there.
Yeah, I went one of the. I went. That was in the spring. The thing is, the next one's after the primary.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So like I said, I was able to go in the summertime. They did one in the fall, one in the winter, and they did one in the spring. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And
it's every quarter. So
yeah, and that's just those relationships build. And that's what we're trying to do.
And by the time of it, everybody knew my name.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. But at the beginning, the first one, they didn't know who I was.
This guy. Yeah, and now you're on a name-to-name basis.
Yeah.
With almost all of them, and that's what we want to do.
That's where the problem. That's why I knew. That's the thing. That's why I announced back in June,
Mhm.
because the one thing I was lacking was the name recognition.
Yeah.
I stand for a lot of the principles that the Republicans do. I mean, of course. I mean, that's why I'm a registered Republican.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
So,
We're at the party. Yeah.
But the one thing I was lacking, I mean, I have the municipal experience. I have the business experience.
Mhm.
I know what it's taking, like the business owners, the entrepreneurship, the grind every single day. I understand that. The only thing I needed to do is the name recognition. So between the parades right in the summertime,
Yep.
between, all that, and then all the festivals, all the community dinners, the lunches, the dinners, the breakfasts, and all through that time,
Yeah.
it's all compounding. I had the same talk with someone at the breakfast, and that's what she said. It's all compounding. Every little thing you do is compounding.
Compounding. It's into a snowball going down the hill. And that
It's bigger and bigger.
Yep, it gets bigger and bigger and makes a bigger impact.
So,
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
So coming up, we've got
hey Tony, great to see you on here. Tony
so
and Bob. Yeah.
this coming weeks we've got we're getting so let's talk about some deadlines. We are a 90-day window of requesting absentee ballots. If you or anyone that you know would benefit from absentee voting, help them with that. That you can visit your local town office. They can give you either the online link, or I think there's a link I can probably share if I get it. But go to the town office. You can fill out the application there for it. And then within 30 days, which starts May 10th,
Yep.
that's 30-day early voting. That's when you can just go into your
Yep.
town office and vote. Right then and there, drop it in the voting box, and be done with it. Then on June 9th is the actual election day. So Zach and I and a few others have kind of set ourselves a goal that we want to get a lot of people voting. I don't know if
6,000.
We want
6,000
we
people
want,
to
we
vote
want
on.
a minimum of 6,000 people voting in your district.
Yep, and that's from just to let you know, little over 2,800 people voted in the 2024 primary. That same primary
Yep.
that we talked about in June, there's a little over 2,800 people. We want to be
wanna
stick
double.
out. We want
We
to
want to we want to double that amount.
That's going to take as many unenrolled
Yep.
and Republicans to go up and vote.
Yep. So if you are unenrolled, meaning you're registered to vote and you're not affiliated with the party, you can vote in the primary.
Yep.
That started in 2024. A lot of people don't know that. More and more people do now, thanks to us. But but you can vote. We want you to vote.
Yes.
Preferably for us. And we want just not just. We want your voice. That's why we set up May 2nd. Come out, talk to us. That's why we do these live streams. Post your comments. It's important to us because, that's how we build a stronger, democracy and a stronger government that focuses on helping the masses, and that's what we want to do. So, like I said, we're shooting for 6,000 people or more. That to me, that's the bottom. That's the base.
Yep.
And if we can get more than that, that's awesome. Because in the general election in 2024, what was it, 17,000? I think it was.
It was about I think it was if you add
I think
in the general in the Senate District 4,
Yeah.
it was 15,000 plus 77. So it's probably a little over
was
21,000.
it 21,000.
So, but that was a presidential year too.
Mm.
So that drove out a lot of people.
That drives a lot.
But-
So this year it's going to be driven a lot too because we've got not just my race.
I'd love to see the same amount of people. That 15,000 at least
Yeah.
would be awesome in the primary.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would be awesome.
If we get 15,000 voting in that would be nationwide news at that point.
Yeah.
Because again, we want people voting.
Yeah.
And to me, I'll start with getting you voting. If you vote, whether you vote for me or Zach or anyone else, as long as you're voting, that's a step. And then we can work on who are we voting for.
Yeah.
Because we want that open dialogue.
Yeah.
So there we have it. We've got absentee voting, we've got early voting, we've got the voting day. If anyone would like a sign of ours, if you're in either of our districts, reach out. So with me in District 27, if you're in Bradford, Corinth, Hudson, Alton, Argyle, or Milford, and you would like a sign on your yard, I will hand deliver it to you. Shoot me a message with your address, and I'll get it in a good time that you want it up there.
And I'll do the same thing. I'm waiting for mine, so
Yeah.
I'm still accepting requests for signs
Yeah.
and reservation, for
Yeah.
signs. So just let me know where your address is, and we'll put it on the map and the schedule. And
We've got a scheduled one where we will all put out signs and we help each other, and we've got a lot of good support. That it's been.
And even if you're not, Ali might even if you're not in my district, like Melissa,
Yeah.
if you want to sign, I'll be glad we put one in mine up here.
We got one scheduled for Melissa. And maybe you can sign it for her.
Yeah, I'll sign it.
Melissa's been awesome.
Yeah, she is.
So and that goes for anyone. If you want to sign it, you can keep it for a memento.
Yep.
Yeah, great. That'd be awesome. If not, we'll take them back and we'll use it in future elections. So that's kind of where I'm at. That's where we got things coming forward.
Couple big events coming up with Derek and the debate, everything on May 7th.
Yep.
Like I said, that's just new today. I just learned about it today. I knew there'd be something because
Sure.
they were talking even like a few months ago. That wasn't with me as 4 candidates. That was when it was like 2 or 3 candidates. But I'm hoping all 4 of us will be.
Yeah. Oh, and here's a topic that will come up because you've been talking about it a lot. I talk about it all the time, unapologetically.
Ranked choice voting.
Ranked choice voting. You might not like it. I might not like it, but that doesn't change the fact that if the system that will be in your election, because nobody's going to get 50% of the vote on the first round. With 4 candidates, not going to happen. In the governor's race, right now there's 8 to 10 Republican candidates, depending on how you're looking at the numbers.
One of them might drop out.
One of them did drop out.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah, he did. He dropped out. So let's just say there's even 7. Nobody's going to get 50% on the first round. So
you'd be lucky to get 20%.
You'd be
lucky to get 20%.
So here's something to think about for the people that are anti-ranked choice voting. And I'm not saying I'm not saying it's the best thing since sliced bread. I'm just saying it's the system we live in.
We need to learn how to play it.
We got to learn how to play it. So here's a thought. With 8, let's just say 8 people running for governor. If 8 people are on the ballot in a plurality system, meaning not ranked choice, but the other way that we're used to, that means that less than 13% of the voters can decide who the winner is. Do you really want 13% of the voters to make the decision for everyone else?
Yeah.
You know, that means 87% of the other voters
Didn't want that person.
didn't want that person, but yet they have to live with it.
Yeah.
That's how that works. So now,
Well, with
with a ranked choice,
majority standpoint, not plurality.
with a majority, which is what ranked choice brings, you have to garner 50% of the support from the voters. You do it through multiple rounds. It's a runoff.
Instant runoff. Like
It's an instant runoff. Instead of going back to the ballot box 2, 3, 4 times, you put in your preferences so that if whoever gets the least amount of votes, they get dropped, and their second choice gets redistributed.
Yeah.
And then it happens again. If no one gets 50% of the vote, the person with the least amount gets dropped. That person's votes, whoever that is, their second round gets redistributed. You know, until somebody gets 50% of the vote, 50% plus one. So that's one thing that I always bring up about ranked choice, especially in this race.
And I was explaining something to someone at the dinner.
Yep.
I said, look, you don't have to like the game to play the game. But I said, look, if you want to start winning, you got to learn how to play the game. And I said, look at this. I said, look at it this way. I said, you can vote all you want, but just keep this in mind. If you're a person that you vote and you put all the way across, if that person gets eliminated on the first round, you have no more say in that election.
And you made that decision.
Yeah.
No one else, no one told you to bullet vote. Well, people probably are telling you to bullet vote, and I wish they wouldn't, because it's
just hurting that more.
They're trying to help their own candidacy at your expense. Anyone that tells you to bullet vote, that's my opinion, they're trying to make their life easier in winning a race, and they're doing it at your expense, because if that person is eliminated and you bullet voted that person across all your choices, the voter forfeited any other say in that election. And that's
if you really want that candidate, if you really want the first choice to win, rank every single candidate on your preference.
You rank them, and then you go out and talk to another candidate supporter and say, hey, I know you're supporting them, but would you consider putting my candidate as second, and vice versa? And that way you start these conversations. You start collaborating. You start building teams, and you start that. Because if you can't build a team as a candidate while you're running,
how can you build a team when
how can you collaborate and build, coalition with non-party members when you get elected? Again, just a thought. Just something to think about. If you're unwilling to do it as a candidate, what makes me think as a voter you're going to do it when you get elected? So that's just some things to think about. Like you said, like Zach said, when you bullet vote, if your guy wins everything, that's fine. But if they don't, you forfeited any other say in that election. So something to think about. If you have any questions on that, reach out to me. I've given a couple of talks now. I think I have a couple more lined up in the coming weeks where I'll be talking to a few larger size groups, if my understanding is correct about it. And we're just going to talk about the pros and cons of different ways of voting in a ranked choice system.
And really, out of all the candidates, I might be the only one actually talking about.
You are the only one talking. Well, there's one.
Maybe a couple more. That's
a little bit. But you're the only one publicly saying, "Hey, we don't like it."
I didn't. Like you said, I'm not for it, but like I said, I know how we need to play the game.
We know how to win.
And I know it's gonna take, and I know it's gonna come down to ranked choice for my race.
Absolutely.
I mean, from day one, really, I knew there would be at least 3 people in the race, and when there's at least 3 people, it's going to come down to ranked choice.
If there's 3 or more candidates and nobody gets 50% of the support in the first round, it will go to a runoff in the primaries. Now here's the thing. There's some other news that went out. Hey, Wendy.
Hey, Wendy.
A few weeks ago, this Maine Supreme Court ruled the expansion of ranked choice voting unconstitutional. The expansion. Okay? Ranked choice voting is still going to be here in June and in November. It's not going away. It's just not being expanded to the general elections. Okay? So as it stands right now,
we already knew it wasn't unconstitutional when they.
Well, there's a reason why they did that. And my thought is looking at history and how different Supreme Court decisions change precedents. The precedents does change. There's reasons why a party would throw something up knowing that it's unconstitutional, and that's just laying the groundwork for future
decisions. They want to change people's mind to change precedents. And that's what's going on there, I think. Again, I'm not a constitutional scholar by any stretch, or even a political analyst, a strategist. I'm just me and my crazy mind, the gospel according to David, so. So like I said, ranked choice voting, it's going to be used in Maine for all primaries.
And three or more candidates.
With three more candidates, when someone does get 50% of the vote or more, and in all federal races at the primary and the general.
So if there's an independent that comes in the CD2 or like Sunie Collins, the state senate,
I'd be willing to bet it's going to happen both of them. I'm almost willing to put money that in both CD2 and
the U.S. Senate
and the U.S. Senate race, Susan Collins race, an independent will jump in, and at that point, the Republicans better be careful, because if you're not engaged in those independents, I feel for you. I see history repeating itself, and I'll leave it at that. Well, I'll say this: every time a Republican candidate has been in a ranked choice runoff, and every single time they demonize ranked choice voting, every single time they've lost. It's not that the system is stacked against them; they didn't play the rules of the game. They wanted to play a different game, and they lost because of it, and Maine lost because of it. So that's something that. I'll leave it at that. So, and again, if anyone has any questions at all about ranked choice, I won't say that I'm an expert in every little scenario, but I read about it a lot. I study about it a lot. I do my best to look at it from a non perspective.
We want to be the one. We want to educate.
I want to educate people.
We want to tell people how to vote.
Right.
Just tell them, hey, look, this is the way it is.
We're
educating them.
We're educating people so that you can make the best informed decision from your perspective, not from my perspective as a candidate, not from Sachs, not from some other senator or governor or whoever else.
Yeah.
Democracy works best when it's as close to the people as possible, and that's something I will always put forward. So, there. Are we at the end?
Yeah, I think we're at the end.
All right.
We're coming on. I think on around the hour mark. Yeah.
We're at about. We can. I've got the gift of gab sometimes. So
we got that. Like I said, I was at the gun show today, so that was good.
Over.
And then met a lot of great people there, even outside my district too. A lot of vendors there.
A lot of
from outside, and
great people. I did not make it there, but every gun show I have been to in the past, great people. Yep.
I've even experienced someone's out of state too, and I was like, and they're a little bit different because obviously there's some of the rules, because
the rules and laws
are a little bit different how they on like the day-to-day the sales of the guns. Especially that new one that 48-hour law that's coming in like the 24th of this month.
42 or 72?
72. Sorry.
72 hours.
It's 72 hours.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of them it didn't take effect today, so a lot of people could buy them and take them today. But starting the 24th, that will change a little bit on how I think gun shows. And I think maybe that was strategy. They did it before. Maybe the day 24th. I don't know. I'm not. And if they did it before, they wanted to get it in before. But
most likely. But
it was a good time. No matter what, met a lot of great people, and that's why
you find some pretty cool stuff in some of those gun shows. I went to one when I lived out in Kansas, and they had vendors there with like World War I crates with the old guns and stuff, selling them for like $100 a piece.
Yeah,
and just stuff that had been in crates for decades.
Absolutely.
And it's pretty cool. I didn't get one at that one, but I was able to get my hands on one. It was a World War I sniper. I think it was a sniper rifle. I forget the name of it. It's a Yugoslavian brand. It wasn't there. I got it through another one, but I've got another one with a bayonet on it. It's kind of cool stuff I'd never fire, but it's a piece of history. And that's how I look at a lot of those things. It's history. They're cool that you can look at how things evolve.
And how the military, military rifles and how they go from over the years, how they change. And I did see these little things. I got these. So they're just empty cartridges. But I just thought it was kind of history because I'm a baseball fan. I'm a big Ted Williams fan. And Ted Williams came to Maine a lot. In the summer. And
yes, he did.
This is a Sears, 12 gauge shell. I don't know if you can see it, but it has Ted Williams' signature and Sears. 12 gauge, and has his signature. And I wanted to look into that and see how the different endorsement deals from Sears. I want to look at the different history on that and see how that is.
He,
Because
he used to do like was it Nissan bread? Was it
listen, but
Nissan bread? Yeah.
and I didn't know he did some Moxie advertising too.
Yeah. He
Um,
served in the military. He left baseball and served in the military.
and I tell you what, if he gave up a lot of records.
Yes, he did.
By serving the he would probably be the all time home run king.
Oh yeah.
If he didn't, So my grandfather always said, if he didn't give up, he served his country. He gave up a lot of his time.
Gave up a lot.
The military.
Gave up a lot for his country.
Yeah.
And then those are the role models I like to look at.
Yeah.
People willing to give up part of their own careers for the better of society, and that's awesome.
Yeah. So I just want to mention that, but well, thank you everybody that I've met over on the last week, new and reconnected.
Yeah. It's been a great journey.
Yeah.
This whole thing has, and I've met you through this journey.
Yeah.
I've met Derek, Ryan. I've met some other candidates that I never would have met. Had some great conversations. Had to challenge my own thinking on different things, and I continue to challenge myself. Because if you can't challenge yourself, you have no right trying to challenge someone else. So there we get it. We have we're at an hour, so we'll close this one down, and we'll be back next week.
Same time, same place.
Yep, same bat channel.
Absolutely.
And until then, thanks for watching the 4-Man podcast.
Love you guys. We'll see you soon.
David and Zach, and we'll see you next week.
Yep. See you next week. Yeah, I'm gonna get that back. So I can.
Yep.